Huck, start immediately. My brother's voice hit me like a punch. Are, please don't come to my wedding.
No hello. No hesitation.
Just the sound of a man begging me to erase myself. And when he added, I don't want people to know you're just a cleaner, something inside me cracked. I didn't know it yet, but that call would end with my entire family pretending I was dead, and me walking into their perfect wedding like a ghost they never expected to face. Intro CTA. Before I tell you how their entire lie blew up in front of hundreds of people, do me a favor. If you've ever been underestimated or treated like you were less than, hit that subscribe button. Drop a like, and comment where you're watching from. This is a story about shame, about family, and about the kind of justice you don't see coming until it's standing in the aisle wearing work boots. My name is Rachel Carter, and the night my brother tried to delete me from his life, I was sitting in a cramped little office at the auto detailing shop I built from grit, grease, and stubbornness. My hands smelled like engine degreaser. There was wax caked under my nails. Invoices scattered everywhere. Just another long day in a life I'd worked damn hard for. So when my phone lit up with Noah, my brother, I almost let it go to voicemail. But I answered, and my life split into a before and an after.
Zah.
Please don't come to my wedding. Silence rushed into my ears like a tidal wave. He sounded rehearsed, like he'd practiced ways to cut me out as cleanly as possible. What are you talking about? I finally said, You're my brother. It's your wedding. There were voices in the background, cutlery clinking, faint music, like he'd stepped out of some fancy dinner to delete me between appetizers. Then he said it, the sentence that still sits in my bones. I don't want people to know you're just a cleaner. The word cleaner hit harder than any chemical I'd ever handled. I detail cars. I restore engines. I take rusted metal and make it shine again. But in his world, all of that collapsed into one insult. I hit the record button on my phone without thinking. So my job embarrasses you now? I asked quietly. He panicked. It's not like that. Liam's family, they're in tech, finance. They have expectations. If they find out my sister works in a garage, they'll what? I cut in. Assume you're human? Before he could answer, another voice cut through the line. Give me the phone. My father. And when he spoke, all the warmth that used to live in his voice, the same voice that read me bedtime stories, was gone. Rachel, we'll tell them you moved away.
You're gone.
Don't contact us again until you learn your place. My hand went cold around the phone. So I'm dead now? To both of you. Silence. Just their breathing.
Just their shame.
I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I simply ended the call. And in the ugly flickering light of that shop, surrounded by grease and tools and everything they hated, I realized they'd erased me long before they said it out loud. People say heartbreak feels like a punch, but this was quieter. A fracture running through every thought. I worked like a woman possessed, scraping clay out of wheel wells, buffing scuffs off contractor pickups, restoring chrome under the unrelenting Texas sun. Marco, my business partner, and the closest thing I had to a real brother, eventually noticed. You're grinding your teeth, he said, handing me a coffee. I told him. Everything. The recording. The insults. The family group chat that popped up full of messages like, Don't come. Don't make this harder. Your brother worked so hard for this moment. People will talk. Then came the text from my mother. If you behave and don't come, we'll help with your rent. A bribe wrapped in condescension. I typed back. I'll handle my own rent. You handle your own shame. And I turned my phone on Do Not Disturb. Still, the wound was there.
Deep.
Quiet. Bleeding. A big opportunity landed in our lap. A tech firm needed its entire 12-car company fleet detailed before Saturday. Saturday, the wedding day. Marco slapped the clipboard. This is the break we've been waiting for. You in. I didn't hesitate. I'm in. Let's make those cars glow. For days, I crawled through SUVs, buffed doors until they reflected my face, scrubbed carpets like I was cleansing years of my family's judgment from my own skin. Then came a message from my cousin Laura. A screenshot. My mother and aunts talking in another group chat. We'll tell Liam's family she moved overseas. She chose the shop over school. It's simpler this way. Simpler. They weren't ashamed of my job. They were ashamed of me. That night, Noah called again. A fake apology dipped in manipulation. Maybe you can come, he said. Just say you manage the office. Or that you're between careers. So I can attend, I said slowly. As long as I lie about who I am? He didn't answer. I won't fight for a seat at your table, Noah. I continued. If I go, it'll be on my terms. When we hung up, nothing was resolved, but something had solidified inside me. Maybe for the first time, I was done shrinking. The sun rose hot and heavy. I was sweating before 8 a.m., blasting a silver SUV with foam, when my phone buzzed again, and again, and again. I ignored it. By mid-morning, 22 missed calls. Then photos from Laura. The venue. The chairs. The floral arch. Then one message that made my knees go weak. They told everyone you died in a car accident years ago. My breath caught. Even after everything, I never expected them to kill me off. The phone rang again. An unknown number. I answered. Rachel? This is Liam's mother. We need to talk. My heart hammered. She explained. Laura had told her the truth. She wanted to hear it from me. I confirmed it. They decided their embarrassment was worth more than their daughter. Her voice hardened. I don't care what you do for a living. But I care that my son is about to marry someone who thinks a racing family is acceptable. They want you here. Your brother looks sick. The officiant is stalling.
She paused.
You don't owe them anything. But you deserve to know. She hung up, and Marco, wiping his hands on a rag, tossed me his truck keys.
Go, he said.
I'll finish the fleet. What if I blow up his wedding? I asked.
Marco's truck.
Sounds like it's already on fire. I didn't change. I didn't fix my hair. I wore the black dress I kept in my locker and my dusty work boots. When I arrived, guests were whispering. The ceremony delayed. The coordinator sweating bullets. I stepped in through the back. No one noticed until they did. Gasps rippled through the courtyard. Noah turned. His face went pale. Rachel. He whispered, his mic broadcasting it to the world. I walked down the aisle. Slow. Deliberate. You told them I was dead, I said. Not shouting, just fact. Liam spun toward Noah. What is she talking about? Chaos crackled in the air. Liam's mother stood. They told us you died in a car crash, she announced. We held a toast to your memory last night. All eyes snapped to my parents. My brother. My mother. My father. All crumbling. I lifted my phone. I have the recordings, I said. Do you want me to play them? Noah broke. The truth poured out of him, shaking, trembling, humiliated. And when he finally finished, the courtyard erupted in uneven, hesitant applause. Not celebration, but acknowledgement. The truth was finally louder than the lie. Guests approached me later. One woman whispered that her brother uninvited her from his wedding because she worked retail. A man said he hadn't spoken to his son in years, and he was going to call him tonight. My revenge wasn't the explosion I'd imagined. It was quieter, cleaner, more honest. It was the sight of my family being forced to face themselves. By evening, I slipped out, the sky turning indigo, the resort glowing behind me. A final text from my father buzzed. We're sorry. We want to talk. When you're ready. I didn't answer. Healing isn't a favor. It's a boundary. And I was just starting to build mine. Driving back to my shop, windows down, warm air whipping through my hair, I realized something. They didn't bury me. I was never theirs to bury. I built myself from the ground up, with grease-stained hands and stubborn pride. If you've ever been asked to shrink yourself to fit someone else's comfort, hear this. Your worth has nothing to do with your title, your income, or how polished your life looks. It's in the courage to stay exactly who you are, even when the people closest to you ask you to disappear. If this story hit you even a little, make sure to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. What's the most disrespectful thing someone underestimated you for, and how did you rise above it? I read every comment. And trust me, your stories matter. See you in the next one.